Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Second Life project. Now, I'm sure you're like me with this coronavirus and you're stuck in the house and all this social distancing. It's got to be driving you crazy. So it was driving me crazy, and it drove me to the point where I decided I was going to fire up an old hobby of mine, which I started back in 2008, and it is Second Life. And Second Life is a 3D world, 3D virtual world. And in that world, you have your avatar, and that is my avatar, Michaelcorleone Losangeles is his name. And of course, I wish my body looked like that, but you know, in Second Life, you can be whatever you want to be. So I think Michael's pretty smooth. But anyway, so I decided to fire back up this little hobby here and take you through Second Life, explain what it is. There's a lot of fun stuff in here, and to share with you along the way the story of how this is actually where I started my journey into the yachting world. So today, what I wanted to do was to just give you a quick intro into Second Life and how it all works. So like I said, everything in here is user created content, and they're built around these primitive shapes. So these are the primitive shapes here that you have to work with. The full collection is up here. And so when you want to build something, you've got to select one of these shapes, and then you res it, and then from that, whatever starting point, you can then manipulate the shape. So if I want to make this shape larger or longer, I just pull it there. I can make it taller. Okay, so now I've created a box here, but then I can manipulate it further by coming here and say, I'm going to cut this. So I cut it, and let's just say I'm going to hollow it out too. And then I think I will twist it. So you can manipulate all these different shapes, and you can grow them, and so there's all kinds of. So when you see my projects, the homes that I built and the yachts that I built, just understand they were all built prim by prim. Now when I started, they didn't have what's called mesh. And what mesh is, it allows you to actually build things using regular 3D software on your computer and then importing those into Second Life. And what the real breakthrough for that and the benefit for that is that in Second Life, in order to be able to enjoy Second Life and do things and play, build things, everything, you have to own your own virtual land in order to put it on. If you don't have your own virtual land, then what it does, it sits in your inventory. So this here is your inventory. And so they have what's called sandboxes that you can pull things out of your inventory to play with or build, but then every 4 hours they sweep the sandbox. So you got to put them back in your inventory, otherwise they'll get deleted. So you really need your own land if you're really going to enjoy it. Well, owning your own land can be expensive. So the price of your rented land depends on how many prims you want to be able to have on it. Well, because I was building yachts, which is very prim intensive, I would always rent an island. And the island allowed me 3,500 prims. And so once I got full bore into designing yachts in here, I became known as the Yacht King, because I was the one that was able to build the largest yachts with the most detail with the least number of prims. So my yachts were built for someone that was going to rent an island. So that is how you go through and you build the prims. So what I want to do is kind of show you what that process looked like and how I started designing and building yachts. So to do that, we're going to hop over to my outdoor building area. Okay, so this here is an example of how I built it. So I'm going to delete this, and we're going to start over again, so you can see step by step how this is built. So the yacht I chose for this example is Aquila, which used to be Cakewalk. And so what you do is I went online here at Charter World, and here's Aquila, and then you can see that the length of it is 85 meters, 85.6 meters, and the beam is 14.3. So what I would do is figure out what the ratio is between those, because these don't necessarily translate into Second Life, because one of the things that you find out in trying to build in Second Life is that real world dimensions, like a yacht, which has low ceilings, if you build it to real life dimensions, then you always feel like you're having the ceiling pushing down on you. And so in order for it to work in Second Life, you have to start with the overall percentages of the dimension, but you're going to have to scale it up. So that means you're going to have to make the ceilings higher, which means if I make the ceilings higher, I got to increase the beam and I got to increase the length, which if you want to maintain that profile. So that's one reason why you won't be able to build the boats in a 3D software and import it, because I guess you can, but you'll have to be thinking in terms of scaling it up for Second Life. So anyway, so that's what I start with. So I come in here and I start with a cube. Okay. Now I know that the limit for Second Life is 64 meters, and Aquila is 85 meters. So we'll make it as long as we can for this example, but the way you get around the limitations is that you'd have to break the boat up into sections. So I'll break it up into the stern, the middle section, and the bow. So let's start out with 64 is the length, and we'll say the beam is 11. Okay. So that is the length of the boat. Then I download deck plan. So here's the main deck plan for Aquila. So this is the main deck. So I come over here, I've got to rotate this 90 degrees. And there we go. There's the deck plan. Now it's kind of dark, so I need to brighten this up so I can see better. So let's go full bright. And there we go. So now what I do is I start out here, and you just have to start building the boat prim by prim. So let's go up here, we take a square. We'll start here, and I'll just rough it out because it takes a long time to do this. So we'll rough it out, and then we'll grab this and we'll stretch this down. Let's go down here. So we're going to bring it all the way down here. And see, then we'd have to create another prim to go this way, another one to go that way, but we won't do that right now. So then let's say that we want to build a wall here. So we create another one of these. Let's rotate it. Let's shorten it. There we go. There. We'll rotate that around. Take a look here. We'll bring it to the center line. Center line. Now let's go to the aft. So this here would be the main salon. bring it back here. This would be the rear door. So let's open this up a little bit. Right there. Okay. There we go. So let's then link these all together. Link. And then let's create a copy. Flip it over. Go. And then we want to make the height of this, let's say we'll make it 4. No, I'll make it 3.5. Rotate this around. Okay, so that would be the initial rough shape of the main salon. Okay, so that's how you build, and that's how I built my yachts and I built my homes. You start with the deck plans or the floor plans for the houses. So what I'm going to do with this series is take you through some of my earlier projects, and you'll be able to see the progression of going from when I first started, and over time I was able to refine it. So this is a house that I bought that someone created. It's a mesh, and this is equivalent of 55 prims. So if I were to build this, I think I could do a 55 prim. But anyway, mesh allows you to have more complex detail with less prim impact. So this project here. So this house is, when you buy it, you get the house, and it also gave you the walls and then the driveways. All that is part of it, and then you buy your trees and landscaping. You know, so we're in the process of going through and landscaping the property, and then my island is big enough that I can also res my yachts. So I'm going to be going through some of my yachts that I built, and I'm going to be updating them. I know that since I built, because I haven't been doing this for 2 or 3 years. I left this about 3 years ago. Maybe it's more than that now. And so I know they have great furniture now, mesh furniture. So I'm going to be remodeling the various yachts. I've got traditional, I got contemporary designs. And so I'm going to be going through those. I'm going to be building out, installing new systems. So we have a system that we can just like a real house, we can put in different types of lighting. We have alarms. We have radio. We have remote control. This remote control here that can control your lighting. This here can also control your alarm. It can control blinds. Radio, so this box here can control a whole host of things. So I know that I've got to update a lot of that, and there's some redesigns that I want to do. So anyway, since I'm stuck indoors, and if I'm stuck indoors, if you leave me to be, I'll work 18 hours a day. 16, okay. And I need to take a break, and so this is going to be my escape. So I figured I'll just start documenting my little project here, and you guys can follow along. If you want to join me in Second Life, I will leave a link below where you can sign up. It's free, and you just download the viewer. And then once you download the viewer, when you sign up, you'll pick your avatar, and your avatar will be ugly and freaky looking initially. But once you're in here, just come on by. Look up Michaelcorleone Losangeles, or let me know that you've signed up, and give me your avatar name, and then I will locate you, and I'll send you an invite, and you can come join me here on my little island. You have to have permission to enter my island. It's locked out, so no one can come here unless I invite them. So it'd be great. You can stop by and join me here, hang out. In here, it has both. You can either speak by typing, or you can actually speak just like I'm talking now. You can also sit and talk. So it's a really fun world. So I'll leave a link in the description below, and then look forward to you guys following, and come join me.